HMO people! So this is episode 7 of this pool party project. It was really damp, hence the pool party project's name. So from the last video update, the plasterers have near enough completed now, so most of the rooms are now skimmed through. There's also some little tips in this video all the way through. We're actually installing shower walling as well, so I've done previous videos with regards to putting tiles on the wall and, well, tiles versus shower cladding, so there's some tips in there on what we're doing and how we put it in. So stay tuned and watch. Oh, there's also something in there as well with the insulated plasterboard on the roofs as well, so we've had to put more insulation in due to building regs. So this place is going to be like a furnace when it's finished, but we've had to do some like awkward corners and stuff on the ceilings. So keep them peeled, people. HIMTV out! This is our pool party project. This is episode 7. We've had a couple of delays with regards to the finances. There's some lenders that have gone bump recently, which has caused a bit of an issue for the investor. However, we've now gone to another lender and we're back up and running. So, as you can see, just a quick update for the YouTube channel. So we've taken a window out there, we've painted the back. We've got some boards here. So we've got the drains exposed underneath there. We're just about tapping, waiting for the building inspector to come out and just pass them. So this is the front room, the communal lounge. So obviously you can see that the plaster's drying out. The spark has dropped some of his cables. We've got a fire door here for the bottom of the stairs. So this is the kitchen. As you can see, this side's boarded out. This is going to be skimmed in the next 10 minutes. This is the last wall, and I think all the plastering on this project is now complete. And we've got a random toilet, so I'll give that a tickle. The last time you saw this was all naked brickwork, so this is where we had major damp issues, which we're hoping that we've now rectified. And if you can see on the floor, that's the mains coming in, so that's the electric that comes in onto the meter. So as you can see, you've got the meters and stuff underneath this. So what we're actually going to do is, this is a 9-bed HMO, so what we're going to do is we're going to be installing Cctv cameras into all the communal spaces and stuff for the letting side. Because we do lettings, we'll plug that. So we've got all the cables here for CCTV, we've got the internet, we have been hardwired internet points to all the desks and stuff like that, and the desk areas. So this is going to be like a media cabinet. So what we're actually going to do is, where this reveal is here, we're going to be building a box from floor to ceiling. It's going to have all the electrics and any CCTV in there, internet network switches, all the lot's going to be in there. So it'll be tidy basically. So this is bedroom 1. So inside here, this column is the 110 pipe for the toilets. Obviously it's all been plastered in now, we've had to insulate that. This might be interesting for you. So if you remember when I said to you that this was a listed building, it's a grade 2. The main reason behind it is, can you see that? So that's a Juliet balcony, so that will sit on the outside of the building on top of the roof of this. So we've actually got to sandblast that down, scrape it all off and restore it and then refit it to make it look nice. And can you see next doors? There we go. We'll cheat. So above me is a ceiling, and can you see that there through the window? See next doors? That's a Juliet balcony above their window. So this is like a terrace of about, I think it's four houses, and they've all got these Juliet balconies, and I think that's the reason why it's part of the heritage, and that's why it's been a right pain in my arse, because we've had to shot blast some of the front of the bricks because someone's done some shit pointing. We've had to take out some small bricks and find the exact same ones and refit them. I'm just wondering if I can get outside and show you. Shall we see if the door works? So the Juliet balcony that I was on about sits on top of here. And there you go, it matches these ones down there. So I was right, it was 4, and that's the part that I think's made it a listed building. So as you can see, ours looks a lot nicer because it's been painted. There's still some touch-ups to go up here, but these are the brickwork I was on about. So if you can see all the cement, the person that owned this before, you can see all this staining. Someone's tried to point it up here. Oh, there's a good example, look at that. Instead of pointing it properly, they've just smeared cement everywhere. So we've actually got the painstaking job of trying to put brick acid on there and cleaning it all up. So there you can see it's really heavily stained there, look. So we've got to clean all this off and change these spoiled brickworks. Looks like someone's gone off with an M16. So yeah. Got to put a big gas meter on the outside. I think we've got to put U16 in for the big unvented cylinder downstairs. But there we go. This is one of the front rooms. So what we're going to do is, you can see the skirting boards have been done. Architraves are done. So we're actually going to do like an urban theme, so like the Costa Coffee industrial sort of look. So we're doing things like brick wallpaper, exposed stuff, and to go with that theme, as you can see, joiners have done a lovely job of that. Nice and smooth, but that's actually just flat timber. So we're going for the more of a natural wooden look to give that urban feel. This is what the client has chosen to put inside the bathrooms. So it's plastic cladding with a brick effect. We like to use this stuff instead of tiles because if there's a little, with most of the walls that have been made, even though they're stood, if you get a heavy person in there pushing against the wall, you've only got to get a little tiny bit of movement, and if the grout lines crack on the tiles, you get a capillary action. I've done a video on this before. The water sucks behind, the tiles end up, the plasterboard gets wet, the tile adhesive falls off, and it creates a right problem. Whereas this stuff, especially for rentals, it's dead easy. It doesn't show the mould up, and even if it does, it's dead simple to clean. So we actually like this stuff. They are going to look nice. So again, for the urban theme, more natural wood. So what we're trying to do now is bring in the colour of that wood, leave it the wooden colour, and that's why we're doing the wooden skirting. So we're going to try and stain the two to match with some brickwork, and I think that should make it look really smart, hopefully. This is another room at the back. So the second fix is currently going in again. Got the shake, so the skirting board's done. So there's some of that brick effect, and to give you an idea what it should be kind of like, let's stand back here because I can't fit in. So if you can see the brickwork, obviously the rest of the walls have not been finished yet, they're just putting the showers in. But I think that could look the boy, couldn't it? Very urban. You know what I mean? That could look cool, couldn't it? Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Top floor. So if you remember the previous videos, if you've watched, remember when I showed you the main truss that went through the building from back to front, and we had to put some braces around it to strengthen it because of all the rot off the parapet? That's where it was a big hole, and that's where the main truss came through. So obviously now we've plastered it up, you can't tell any difference. Skirting boards, all the sockets are on. There you go. So now it's dry. The lights are all up, look. We're going to put a lid on top of this here with some timber on it, and that's so that we can use it for storage on top of there for things like suitcases. So we're trying to maximise every little bit of space we can, and that's what's going to go on top of there. So you can turn up to this room, put all your shit up there and live in this. So this room's now ready for the second fix to go in. So there's a shower tray, but it's all been boarded out, as you can see. Once the panelling's gone in, the showers are fitted and the paint is in here, this room's complete. So, because it's a 3-storey building, the beauty of it is, while we've still got a plastering downstairs, as you've seen, we've got the plumbers on the middle floor. So what we do is we work from the top and work our way down. So now the next trade can follow. So obviously the joiners have been in. There you go, to improve speed. So this room's now literally ready to be painted. So although we've got all the trades in, we cascade it down so that everyone can sort of work at the same time. Because it's a large scale project, we can get more trades in here without everyone clumbering over each other. So even the radiator's on in this one. This is one of the smallest rooms. And although it is small, it kind of works. The bed's going there. Wardrobe TV on the wall at that point. Give that a tickle. Oh, give it an aggressive tickle. Another potential issue we've had. It's not really an issue, but what we've had is above me. Can you see this? Can you see this gap where my finger is now? It's a bit awkward, but what we've had to do there is we've had to put loads and loads of insulation in the roof. So even though we put a new roof on here, I think we've had to do 100mm between the rafters, and I think they've made us put something like 75mm over the top. So the amount of insulation in this house is ridiculous in my opinion. Normally you can get away with 50mm overlay and 100mm between the rafters, but for whatever reason on this project, the building inspector has basically said he wants to try and improve the U value. So as I said before, we have had some fun on this one where the heritage woman would like it restored back to original on the inside. Building control wanted a huge amount of insulation on the walls as well as the ceiling. But then obviously we're restricted by HMO covenants with regards to the minimum size of a room, which is 6.52 square metres on these rear rooms here, because they are really small. So I was saying you can't afford to put like a massive amount of insulation on these walls, because if you take out that distance and do it as a linear meterage around there, it actually takes up for about 1.5 square metres. So all of a sudden the rooms are now 5.5 square metres. So anyway, long story short, we came to an agreement. Everybody came on site, we had a big meeting, and this is the result. So, although you kind of have sort of issues with authorities, if you're reasonable with everybody and explain your case, you can get some sort of resolution to it. And this is the resolution! So, there we go. So another quick update, this is part 7 of the pool party. Any questions, feel free to ask. Like, share, and subscribe, people. And if you like the vibe, hit subscribe. HMTV out. Mwah.